Hey guys, it's RodimusPrimal. I am back with another video, and today I'm going to have a little bit of fun today. I'm going to talk about some interesting stuff as it pertains to Legacy and Studio Series, all for 2024. And this is all speculative in addition to what's already been listed, but it's more like a wish list, if you will. But before I begin, I do want to thank those of you who have continued to subscribe and watch my channel and watch a lot of the stuff that I've been putting out lately. You know, trying to do some more toy reviews, trying to talk more in the news, do more live streams, and what have you. But the lights got to get put on, right? So there are many of you who just watch my videos and subscribe. And some of you guys have joined the channel with channel memberships. I want to thank those of you who have, and those of you who have joined the Patreon, you know, to help out the channel, you know, help to keep the bills paid, you know, because that's really the bottom line here, and which is why I have my TeePublic store up. And normally I have my Teespring store, but it seems that not a lot of people are clicking on the links for that. So I do wanted to show off some of the stuff that I have on my TeePublic store, and I have the links for that stuff in the description for all three of those. And you can see some of the cool shirts that I have here, and you can check them out as well, and it would really help the channel if you are looking for something, you know, some RodimusPrimal merch. And kind of where this a little bit stemmed from is from my top 5 list that I did. How far back was that? 3 years ago. I talked about the Transformers characters that I wanted to see done with new toys. Many on this list, including the honorable mentions, have been made or have been listed, but there are still some that are not yet on the list as far as where it's coming out. Now, this discussion kind of came from one of my followers, Silver Blue Streak. Shout out to him or her. And you know, like, this was kind of like, oh, so which character, obscure, needed update, redeco, recolor, whatever, do you think Legacy should make in their toy line? And I gave a pretty large, broad stroke list of characters that I just really want to see done, you know, either reissued, recolored, done in Studio Series, done in Legacy, wherever, because the possibilities are always going to be endless, and everyone's going to have their expanded list. They're going to say, I want this, and I want that, and I want this, and I want that. And really, you have to break it down to how many figures can fit in a wave. You know, and I have all these names listed here. And before I even talk about the names, we kind of had an idea of what was coming as far back as August, because all of these toys were listed. And things can change. Names can change. Certain characters can go in different places. We don't necessarily know what's coming. We already know that the Commander class figure is Magmatron, which is great. You know, a lot of people are like really excited about that figure. And then you have the, you know, Titan class figure, which is Tidal Wave. And we've seen images of Tidal Wave already. And, you know, we've talked about that. We already know what the Wave 1 figures are. I mean, I already have, you know, Windblade here. And I did a review on her. You know, so if you want to know my opinions on that, you can take a look there. I have Chase out of the box, and he's really cool. And some folks are really excited about the Energon stuff, the Beast Wars 2nd stuff. I really want this Tigerhawk figure. Like, I really, really want that Tigerhawk figure. However, we know that Wave 2 is coming out around, or at least they're going to be, I think what's going to happen is Wave 2 is going to get revealed within the next week or two. And we're going to find out exactly what figures are going to be in it, because we already know Rock 2 is one of the Rock Lord type of Transformers that they've been making for the Parts Former stuff that they're doing. And Beast Wars Silverbolt, we've seen images of what he looks like. I'm like, I need that. Like Tigerhawk and Silverbolt for Beast Wars, yeah, I absolutely need those. Like, I want those in my collection, like, straight up. And some folks are going to be really excited about the Voyager class Cybertron Starscream. You know, another Starscream figure, definitely welcome. Not necessarily something I want, but that's the great thing. You don't have to get upset if I say I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where I want this video to be a little bit more on the positive side. Let me say, hey, I like the idea behind this figure. or this figure sounds great, I don't necessarily want it. You know what I mean? Like, let's get excited about the fact that they're releasing a bunch of these Transformers toys, and you may only want like one or two of them. And with all the news coming out like lately, like with Hasbro, and some people are like, I'm only going to go with the third party stuff. I get it, you know, but let's take a look at what's coming, and let's just kind of speculate and kind of figure out like, hey, these are the things that I'm really excited about, and then these are the things that I really want that are not listed. You know, that's where I'm going to go with this. So knowing that, with Wave 2, I want Gears. I want Sure Shot for sure. I want to complete the Target Masters from 1987. And then having the complete Many-Bots. Like, we need Gears. And we know that eventually, if they're doing Gears now, they'll eventually do Swerve. They did Brawn for Studio Series 86, so won't be surprised to see Outback. And then if they do Windcharger, then they're going to end up doing Tailgate. So those are characters that, like, we know that, like, if they're going to finish all the Mini-Bots, that's how they're going to have to finish the Mini-Bots. So we know Gears is coming. Sure Shot, I hope he comes with the Target Master partner. But, I mean, the Target Master that comes with Point Blank is kind of eh. So I am of the opinion they should reissue the Target Masters from Titan's Return. But do it in the Takara Legends colors, and do it in those retro boxes like they did. And have them come with the Japanese Target Master figures. Like the Target Master, the Target Master figures that they had come with. Because those were really great figures. Just make them not in clear plastic, make them in solid plastic. And, because the Japanese ones did that. Like, I have, like, the Titan's Return Windblade. I have the Takara Legends one. And she came with Crosshair's Target Master partner. So I gave that to Siege Crosshairs. Well, Siege Crosshairs definitely needs the bigger wheels, right? So maybe they might really re-release that. But I digress. G1 Sandstorm is definitely on my list, for sure. Chromia, I wished it was the... I don't like the mold that came before. In Siege, I believe it was that we had Chromia, and I was not a fan of that particular, mold. And so I know Cyberverse is more based on her, I believe it's her Thrilling 30 Generations IDW look is what Cyberverse based Chromia on. And I'm not opposed to that, but I kind of wanted a little bit better of a Generation 1 one, but that's my own personal opinion. The Cyberverse Chromia, I think, is going to be really great for Cyberverse fans, and I think that's a positive thing to look at. We know that with Wave 3 coming, in around July, Sideburn is definitely coming. So the 2001 series Robots in Disguise, we kind of already knew it's pretty much going to be a retool of Shadow Striker, and Shadow Striker's okay. With the figure is definitely leave a lot to be desired, but I think that if they retool the figure enough, or if it's a much better mold, then we could get a good, decent looking Sideburn, and I would not be opposed to that. Cybertron Hotshot is probably going to be based more on his first look, because they did the Cybertron Defense one in Generation Selects back in Siege out of that Hound mold. Which, speaking of Hound, they got to release Hound, man. I want that Earth Mode Hound figure. We need it. He needs, there's no reason why Hound should not have been released already. He's a character that, in my opinion, is beloved, at least the Generation 1 one. I did a retrospective on him, and I talked about the fact that they want to release that figure, but where is he? Where is he? I want that Hound figure. So then you have... Strong Arm is going to have a package refresh. We're going to have more rock creatures. And then we have a Voyager class Cybertron Vector Prime. Very welcome. Very, very welcome. The Vector Prime figure that they originally released doesn't need much of an improvement. All they would need to do is basically give him ankle tilt. Give him wrist articulation. Especially if it's going to be a Voyager class figure. So there's not much to improve upon that, but he's probably going to be missing his Minicon partner. That's going to be a thing. It might end up just being a blaster that doesn't transform, that looks like his Minicon partner. And then Armada Galvatron we knew was coming. But now Wave 4 is another one where I'm a little bit more excited because we have G1 Quake coming. I'm excited about that. I'm wondering what Soundwave is going to be. And if it's going to be a leader class figure, I doubt it's going to be a Studio Series 86. So it might not necessarily be a Generation 1 Soundwave. It may be Transformers Prime. It may be animated. It might be Cybertron. We don't know. We don't know what it could be. Machine Wars, with the missile truck, which would be a precursor to Cybertron Defense Red Alert. So those are all things that could come out of that line there. But now Slipstream is the one that I want to talk about because, again, just based upon this old video, Slipstream was my number 1. Demolisher was my number 2, and Demolisher is not on these lists, but he's on my list of a character that I want to see. Obsidian and Strika. So we already got Bulkhead, I got Dinobot, I got Barricade, I got Black Arachnia. Like, those are all characters that I had asked for. And this right here is what Slipstream could look at. Now, this is a Digibash. This is more of a fan look at, like, taking the artwork for this Windblade and retooling it into Slipstream. This actually would look good. I think because this would capture the animated character. That's what I want, is I want the animated character done. I don't want the VTOL wings. I want the plain wings. I want the color scheme. The shoulder pads don't have to stick out as much, but since they've already done the shoulder pads on Windblade, they're probably going to do the same thing for Slipstream. And her legs looking like what they're going to look like, this would be welcome. I think this would work, to give us a good, decent, animated style Slipstream. Moreover than the Cyberverse one, moreover than the, any other version of the characters out there. So, and like Slipstream was the name given to her. So like we've never, like we had the Takara Legends took the Titan's Return figure, or was it, no, it was the first version of Windblade, and they retooled it into Slipstream. And then they have since changed her around and what have you. And that kind of reminds me, I am definitely going to get a retrospective on her in the near future, in addition to other characters that I'm working on scripts for, and, other, ones who have cursory evaluations of Decepticon capabilities. Like, those characters are all going to end up getting, retrospectives in the near future. But again, this is all about speculation and more about the fun of what could come and what these figures could look like and what we can get excited about, I mean, we definitely need more, positive outlooks on the Transformers franchise that we have not seen in a while. And we have also some breakdowns for what's coming for Studio Series. And they're mixing stuff from the games to the concept art for the movies to the Bumblebee movie to Studio Series 86, like all that stuff. Everything is going to get made. And I got to say, I'm actually excited about that. So we know that they're doing, we already have seen Wave 1, I believe, right? Scrap Heap is the one that I want out of that whole wave. And, a Gnaw package refresh is definitely refreshing for sure. Because, well, yeah, getting more Sharkticons. I have a few of them. And Leader Swoop will complete the 86 Dinobots, which I think is a very welcome thing. And then after that, they need to re-release Studio Series 86 Grimlock. Come on, guys. Re-release Studio Series 86 Grimlock for everybody who missed out on him. That is a figure that everybody wants. Just because that Grimlock is a really good figure. And a core class Studio Series 86 Steeljaw, yeah, sign me up, definitely. Already having Eject and Rewind from the Blaster and Twin Cast figures, having Steeljaw, then we need Ramhorn. And it seems they're going to be also doing that Bumblebee movie Frenzy. So they're going to re-release that same Rumble that they released for the Bumblebee movie concept. They're also going to do that in Frenzy colors, which is fine. Next gen Bumblebee, I'm curious as to what that's going to be. I wonder if that's going to be, it could be, maybe it might end up being like based on the Reactivate, or maybe based upon Earthspark or something. I don't know what next gen Bumblebee is, although I wouldn't mind an 86 Bumblebee, but that's a matter of here or there about what they do, because they're always going to have to release a Bumblebee figure here and there. And Springer sounds amazing. Here again, Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, so it's already on the list. Definitely want that. Definitely want an 86. Like, 86 Springer has to wow me, because I have the Siege figure and I've customized him. I've got the battle damage painted off. So is Studio Series 86 Springer is going to have to wow me for me to kind of go for that character again. But the rest of these on this list are going to be more based upon for the movie fans, and that's fine. You know, a lot of people say they really wanted that Hatchet figure for the, what was it, Dark of the Moon. You know, hey, if you guys can get me Hound, please get the movie fans their Hatchet figure. Okay? Like, just let's be real here, and let's try to like support each other as as fans. As much as I hate the movies, as much as I do, I the fans of it that want the figures for it, let them get the figures if they want for it. Like, let them complete their collections, because I'm all about collecting. Like, I like Generation 1. I like Beast Wars. Beast Wars is not G1. Just, even though they try to make it same continuity, it's separate series. It's kind of like Robots in Disguise 2015 is not Transformers Prime, but it's the same continuity. That makes sense? Even though it's like made by the same people, like Beast Wars was not made by the same people, so it's different. But anyhow, like, understand what I'm saying. Like, these are all things and they're speculative. So like my list, breaking down a lot of the stuff that I want to see. These are things that I really, really want to see out of, this list. And I'm just going to break it down. An animated Lugnut. Imagine that a leader class, or even a leader class would be okay. Ideal, probably. I wouldn't mind seeing a commander class just for the size for animated Lugnut, just because he's huge. And you just got to have that, like, that big button to press. An Armada Demolisher, probably deluxe scale, probably either that or Voyager scale. If it's Voyager scale, maybe he would have a little bit more, posability. Because that's the thing. The original Armada Demolisher figure is like, you touch it and just falls over. Like, he does not stand very well, and he's not very posable. And like I said, I've always said I've enjoyed that character. Obsidian, Strika, that's a duo from Beast Machines. Even if you loathe Beast Machines, those are two characters that I think that would be awesome additions to the Legacy line. Superion. So we have the War Dawn set. I saw some people actually comment on this particular posting about how they wanted to see a young Alpha Trion and a Beta figure. And I said, well, okay, well, if they do that, well, they still got to release the aerial bots. I have the Menasor standing behind me over here, and he needs his Superion. And I think it would be better than the Combiner Wars one. So that's something that I want to see. I want a full Power Master Prime with the smaller cab turns into a robot, combines with the trailer, and has that secondary Apex Bomber trailer that transforms into Apex Armor Optimus Prime, or as he's known in Japan, God Jinrai. That's what I want to see out of that Power Master Prime. I want the full kit and caboodle. Like, you got to give me that whole thing, that combines and everything, because the Titans Return one, even though they retooled it with, Takara Legends in order to try and get closer to what God Jinrai was, the original Power Master Optimus Prime toy, it missed the mark in a lot of places, and that's where I really want to see them go further with that. A Thunderwing. If you're gonna do the whole Power Master Optimus Prime, you got to have a full-size Thunderwing. And Thunderwing specifically, he's got to be tall enough to face Power Master Optimus Prime in his, combined with his trailer mode. So it's got to be a bigger figure. And he's got to have the smaller figure as well to transform for the whole Pretender thing. Like, Thunderwing was weird because he wasn't a full-on Pretender, And then you got to bring the other two Power Masters in with the Decepticons. You got to bring in Dreadwind and Darkwing, who actually merged in jet mode to become Dreadwing, Those of you who are not aware of that is kind of how they did. I said it earlier also with the Target Masters that I'd like Misfire, Slugslinger, and Trigger Happy to get re-released in their Takara Legends colors with their Takara Legends Target Master partners. Because those Target Master partners, the figures are better than, the Battle Masters that we got in Siege. They were great figures, like those little figures that they had come with, and I'm surprised that they have not Like, that's the only place that you can get them, is from the Takara Legends versions of them. And Misfire is still Misfire, and I think Slugslinger, or no, Trigger Happy. Trigger Happy and Misfire are two that I do not have. I have Slugslinger, so I would want the other two. And it's like, I want to have that complete, 1987 Target Master set. And then Six Shot. Now they did, it's either with Six Shot is one where I don't want them to reissue the Titans Return figure in Titans Return colors. It's either a new Six Shot or Six Shot in Takara Legends colors, so that he's, a more cartoon accurate version of Six Shot. That's what I would want to see them release. And then Shockwave. Now, you might be sitting there saying to yourself, Shockwave? Dude, they're releasing how many Shockwaves now? They have that little one, and they have the the Transformers Bumblebee movie one, and they might release a Transformers Prime Shockwave. And I'm like, okay, look, I have above me, on that shelf above, is Siege Shockwave, and he's a decent figure, but he's on the smaller side compared to what I would want to see out of Shockwave. So, you take a look at the Masterpiece colors for Shockwave, and he's more of a lavender, right? A lighter purple that matches the cartoon. That's the colors that I want to see. And yes, I know the darker purple matches the original toy. That's fine. But I mean, like, the colors that we got for the Siege figure, this is a darker purple. Like, it's funny that this particular colors that you see in this photography is really bright, because when you have the figure in hand, he's much darker. And this figure, I've seen so many images of. He doesn't have knees. This one doesn't have knees. So, but it's the right height for Shockwave. So if they make a figure in this size, either upscale this figure, the Siege figure, and release it in more, cartoon accurate colors for Studio Series 86, I think we would go somewhere with that. It's just kind of like, I want a decent Shockwave. And I think all the add-ons that you have here aren't necessary. I like there's a third-party add-on that makes this spaceship mode here and actually turns it into his original Space Blaster mode that he was. So really, with that all said, like, again, this video is more about speculation. This is more about what could happen, what we could see. And it's not, it's the idea is to get excited about what could come. And with that said, I want to know what you guys think. What Transformers characters that haven't already been listed, like, if you want to talk about what you have seen already in the listings and are excited about, let me know. But I want to also hear from you what you guys want to see in the future. What reissues do you want? Which ones do you are you really like hoping to see in the future with the next Transformers series that come out? Because this is where, like, the wish lists can really come in, and we can get creative and really honestly talk about this from a, hey, whatever you like, man. Like, it's fine. Like, that's the whole point. Whatever it is that you enjoy out of all these Transformers characters, leave your thoughts in the comments. And on top of that, what characters do you want to see me cover in a future retrospective this year? For 2024, I want to know what you guys are looking forward to seeing for the next retrospective. All of that. I want to know what you guys think, so leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you like this video, be sure to thumbs up and subscribe. Check out my other videos as well. I have many more Transformers news, retrospectives, and more coming down the pipeline, so stay tuned for all of that. And as always, guys, until next time, till all are one.